All right, so the stamp sets that I used today are Sweet Ice Cream, which came out in the January through June catalog. And so I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to use Peaceful Moments. Peaceful Moments has some wonderful greetings that I'm just loving. I have a granddaughter who is a mom of two under, no, they're both over two. One's over two. One's 2 and the other one is 6 months. And so, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember having 2 like that. And it's a handful. And so some days are just amazingly difficult. And so I thought that I want to create this for her. So what I'm going to create today, I'm going to send the card to her. And so I just thought ice cream is fun. We love ice cream in my house. And so, yeah. So let me show you what we're making. So it's a waterfall card. And so this will be the first page, the first for the inside, or one of the pages for the inside of this book. So this will be mounted on a page. And so when I pull the cord, it comes up and the gift card goes in here. So this pocket, let's see, I have a gift card laying here. This pocket will house the gift card. Just like that. And it slides down in there. It's a little tight, but it will work. And mine seems to be a little extra tight today. It didn't seem that tight the other night. So getting the gift card out might be a miracle here. Oh, there it goes. Came right out. So, and then the other thing is this little catch right here. There's just a little catch, so you have to tip it a little bit when you're putting it back in or pull this up. Now I did put some dimensionals on there, but that didn't seem to help. So if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. So let's go ahead and make this card. And inside it says, these are the moments we'll look back on with joy. And I thought that's perfect for a mom of 2 little ones. So let's get started. There's a lot of parts to this card, and all the measurements are on my blog. I have also written them on the papers here. And so, but I'm not going to read them off to you. You can go on my blog and find all the measurements to do this. And if you know me, or if you've ever bought a kit from me, you know the paper that's laying on top, which these fell off, the paper that's laying on top is the one that you're going to be using to do the stamping usually. Typically that's the one on top of the whole stack. But we're going to start at the bottom today, and I'm going to set that aside. And this is our card base. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a piece of Blushing Bride, and that's 5 by 3 3/4, and that's going to go inside here. Okay, it's going to work. I thought, great, this is brand new bottle. It should work, right? Okay. That's going to go just like that. And then I have a piece of basic white that I'm going to stamp the greeting on. And it's cut by 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. Oh, yes, I did a big gap between those two. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I'm going to stamp my greeting. Just like that. And that was in Early Espresso. And then just attach that to the previous layer. Okay, our inside is done. Okay, now the next layer here is the front of our card. Here is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's going to go right on the front. I'm just looking to see it. Can I attach this directly? Yes, I can go ahead and attach it right to the front of my card. There's nothing here that I need to worry about as far as ribbon or anything like that. Those are the things that always trip us up. Okay, and then I have a layer of basic white that has been embossed with the Tasteful Texture embossing folder. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, that's where we're going to stop and set that aside. The next thing is I have a piece of mint macaron, and it is, I'll read it off, it's 2 3/4 by 8 5/8, and it's been scored at 1 3/4, 2.5, 3 1/4, and 4 inches. And then on the short end, I have attached the tape, tearing tape on there. And then on this end, I'm going to use the Delightful Tag Topper. And I know this is wider than the punch, but it still goes in. You might have to tip it up and you might have to push it a little bit, but it goes in. And you want to center this. So I'm looking at these two sides to center it. Let's just move that over a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over. Oops. Yeah, I should turn it over and check the back because it's not in at all. I didn't even have the punch open. That was pretty good that it went in that far without the punch open, huh? Okay, now it's centered on the front. I'm going to look at the back and make sure it's straight across the top of the back and punch. Okay. So then I am going to, and make sure you punch on this side. This is going to fold this way. So you want to punch on the same side as your tape. And then I'm going to take a pair of paper snips, and I'm just going to trim these little edges off. Just like that. Let's trim that one just a little more. Okay. And this is going to get folded and burnished, and it's really important that this gets done well because this is what's going to fold over and make your card your waterfall. I want those to be pretty flexible, so I'm just going to do it both directions because they're going to have to flex both directions, kind of. Not really, but they will need to be flexible. Okay. All right, now I have to look at my card here, guys. I have to cheat. Okay, the next thing I did is I'm going to take these two. This is 7 inch by 3 3/4. And this is 1 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to glue those together. Just like that. And then I'm going to attach this to the front of my card. So I'm going to come up to about 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I didn't do that. Never mind. Let's go back here because I found that I didn't know it didn't end up centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tearing tape off of here. And I'm going to attach this to my card just where the white ends, just like that. Centering it on there. Okay, now, perfect. Now I can attach this. And so I used dimensionals on here. The only other thing I can think of is to stack them too high. And I want to make sure that this edge is straight because it's going to slide right along that edge. So when I put these in here, I want them straight. Make sure this here is straight, okay? Just like that. Looks like I'm a little bit off to one side. And like that. Okay, now we can go back. Let's peel those off. And let's go back and attach this to the front of the card. And I'm going to fold that under so I know right where I'm going with it. Ooh. That is as crooked as it can be there. For some reason, when I scored that, I must have scored crooked. Okay, where's my silicone mat? I just lost it. Okay, just lost one of those. And straight edge. Let me grab my mat. For some reason I put it over on the other side. Okay, now I can lay this down. And for some reason I'm tipping to that side and it shouldn't be. So I'm going to straighten it. I'm just going to, I can't straighten it. It doesn't want to let me do that. Okay. I must have scored that line crooked. It's what I did evidently. So, okay, now it'll work. Okay, so now I can center this from top to bottom. Pull off my papers on my dimensionals. I've already got that one off. Those are off. Okay. And just center it side to side and top to bottom. Okay, so now let's check the mechanism and make sure it's working. And it is. Perfect. Okay, good. So let's finish this thing off. Okay, so then those we're not going to do yet. These are our little papers that are going to go on here. So let's go ahead and glue those together. So for each one, I have these are 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. The blushing bride is, and then the basic white is 1 by 2 1/4. So, and I have cut 4 of these. So I'll just put those together. And if I was doing, I'm doing the ice cream cone and it's short. So normally these would be cut larger. So normally they would be cut 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and then you have room to stamp on them. But because I'm doing the ice cream cone, I wanted them smaller so that the ice cream would fit. Okay, now I'm going to put some tearing tape across the top of this. So each one of these is going to get the tearing tape. Okay, and then I'm going to peel these off and I'm going to put them on. Let's get rid of that and move that one out of there. I'm going to put them on here. So I'm just going to leave a little edge at the top and on the sides, just that 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and scoot that one down and just go, oops. Let's get them straight. Okay. Here's my paper piercer. see. Oh, they're all somewhere else. They're right here. Got it. Yeah, and there's one more. This one right here. I made this a couple days ago, got it all ready, and I was a little concerned. Well, I remember how I did this. I've also worked on several things in between, so okay, so there is the beginning of our waterfall card. Okay, so the next thing is, remember those papers we set aside for stamping? Let's get those out. Okay, so my ice cream cone is right here, and I'm going to start out with my lightest color, of course, because that way if it doesn't all clean off, it won't make a mess out of my stamp pad. So first I want to make sure that I'm stamping the direction that I'll be able to punch. So in order to punch this, it's going to have to go in this way. So I'm going to stamp sideways. So there's my first one. And then I want a mint, of course, since I'm using mint macaron. And I have to have a chocolate. So what's your favorite flavor? Tell me in the comments. Tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream. Okay. I'm going to do my favorite flavor next. So the next one I'm going to do is my favorite. Oh, guess what, guys? I stamped those too close together. Because you see what's going to happen? When I punch this one, I'm going to ruin my next ice cream. So let's see. We're going to be cutting them apart. Okay. There's a way around that. Okay, so the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the pink. And then I'm going to grab a dauber. That is, and I'm going to put some mint colored, some green. I won't say it's mint, it's not mint. I'm going to put some green over there. And then let me grab another dauber and let's put some brown. And so I have created my favorite ice cream, which is Spumoni. I love Spumoni ice cream. It's my favorite. And we love to go to Spaghetti Factory and have dinner and have Spumoni ice cream. So that is one of the things that my granddaughter as well loves to do. So I thought we have to have Spumoni ice cream on it, right? Okay, we also are going to need an ice cream cone. Yes, we will need an ice cream cone. So let's get an ice cream cone stamped too. And that's going to be in soft suede. And the ice cream cone has two parts. So we have, let's see, this is a different punch as well. I mean, it's the same punch, but it goes a different direction. So in order to make sure I have my paper in the right direction, my cone in the right direction, I'm going to have to stamp that way, right? Okay, something to that effect. And so let's just go like that. And then we have some lines to make it look like it's a cone, sugar cone. There we go. Okay. And okay, let's chop up the rest of those. Boy, I got some nice ice creams here in a nice cone with no color. Let's cut up some of these in order to punch them. Can't believe I did that. I was trying to be so careful. It happens, huh? It's okay. So I'm going to grab a sticky note, a Post-it note. That always works for this. So, and then just stick it in here and punch. I forgot my sprinkles on top, didn't I? Okay, and then just peel that off, and I can reuse that note. Even if I punch it, as long as it's got some sticky, I can still use it. 2 and 1 more. Oops, not that close. So I'm using that sticky note for a handle to punch my ice cream. Let's get it lined up right. And there we go. Okay. I think all of our ice cream is punched. Let's make sure we have, what did I do with my cone? Did I throw it away? I had so many cones on the desk here. There it is. Okay. All right. And there's my ice cream. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I need to put some chocolate on top of here. So where's my chocolate? And I don't want too much. I'm trying to be conservative. I'm trying to lose a few pounds, right? Okay. So now, oh, we have one more place to stamp. Okay, we'll just wait. I'll just do that in a minute. Okay, let's get our ice cream on here. So what I did is I started out with my pink one and just glued it and stuck it right there. I just want to leave it so that it's hanging down over it, over the edge, okay? Doesn't have to be way down, just down a little bit. So then when you put your next one in, did I do pink next or did I do the chocolate second? I mean, the green. I did the green second. We'll do the chocolate second. That'll be different. And I'll know which one I did online, right? Like I'll remember and like it makes a difference. Okay, so then I'm just going to stick that one in there. And the nice thing is it's really positions itself pretty well. I have to go a little higher because I want my ice cream to show a little more. Okay, and then for my mint, which doesn't have chocolate chip in it, you notice. That was the one I should have put on top. I'm just going to go a little bit lower, or do the next one. I like to do it when I have the other one above it so I can see if I've got it in the right place and that it's, you know, looking okay. So now I have 3 ice creams up there and I need a cone, right? So let's just add the cone. Now the cone is going to hang off a little bit, but that's okay. 2, 3, and we're just going to put that cone on just like that. Let me close it up, make sure while it's still movable that we got the cone in the right place. Looks good. Looks good to me. Okay, now here comes the tricky part. This is the pocket. This normally would not be a pocket on a card like this, but because I'm prepping you guys to do the album, I wanted to do the pocket. So this is 2.5 by 3.5, and this is 2.25 by 3.25. And so first I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to stamp my Treat Yourself. I seem to have left a stamp somewhere. Let's see. Where's my stamp set? Uh-oh. I have misplaced a stamp. Oh, it's right here in front of me. How many times do you guys do that? I do it all the time. Okay, so I'm going to stamp my Treat Yourself right down here. Let me just check it. Oh, my brown is, oops, that's the wrong brown. I want early espresso. Let's try that one. Much better. So my Treat Yourself is going to go right down here. And then I'm going to stamp the cone. So my cone is right here. And for that, I'm using soft suede. And I'm just going to put it at an angle right there. And add my lines to it. Let's close that up. All right, now we have our spumoni, which is going to go right on there. And because he's going into that slide, I'm going to attach him flat because it's going to slide into that. Now, oh, I forgot to do my little half circle here. So I'm using a 1.5 inch circle, and I'm going to line these two up at the top, and hopefully I'll be able to punch through both of them without getting the ice cream. Yeah, I can. And I'm just going to punch just to give a little spot so you can see that gift card. Okay, and then I'm going to glue these two together. I want these glued pretty good, because especially this top corner on this one, just so they don't split apart and that becomes part of the problem. Okay. And then I want to put tearing tape on this. Now, this is a tearing tape that we do not carry. It's Stampin' Up. Unfortunately, we only carry one size, and it's not this size. This was purchased online at, I'll have to put the link down there. It's been a long time since I purchased it. So let me check them out and see if they're still, if we can still get it from them. And so I'm just going to put it right on the edge. I want to go as close to the edge as possible. But because I don't have very much room for my gift card to go in there, I am using this real thin. I would go thinner if I could, but I don't know that that would hold very well either. Okay, so I'm going to take my bone folder and just make sure that's on there good. And then take my paper piercer and lift those off. Oops, didn't get rid of that one. He came back. Okay, now I'm going to attach this to, whoops, wrong one. No, yes it is. I'm getting myself mixed up. Don't look at that card. Okay, to right inside here. And I'm just going to leave the edge around, a little bit of an edge around. No, I can't do that. Okay. I just had a thought and I thought, I know how I can solve my problem, but I don't. All right. Short of making this a little wider, which I could do, we have a little bit of room in here and here. I could make it the same size, and that would give me a little more room, but it still catches even though, and I have dimensionals under there, so it just catches. It's just the nature of the card. Okay, so my pocket is on there, and so now I just need to attach my ribbon. So the ribbon that I used is from the new catalog that's coming out. It's Blushing Bride, and it's called, what are they calling this one? Oh, it's written in French. How sweet. But it's the Frayed Grosgrain ribbon. That's what it is. It's a Frayed Grosgrain. So it was perfect color for what my project was here. So I'm just going to put it right through the hole. And I'm going to use some pink. I was going to look that up and see if we still carry it. It's Baker's Twine. It's Blushing Bride Baker's Twine, and I know we had it in the spring catalog. I think everybody has it. If you don't have it, use a white Baker's Twine here. So, but I just happen to have this left over. And so I'm just gonna tie a bow. I did a double bow. Okay, so what I would do is just pull it down about like that. It's plenty enough thread, probably. So, what is that? 8 inches. And just tie my bow. Oh, no, we have to tie it around here. Sorry. That was a really good bow, too. Okay. Now comes the challenge to tie it and hold it. So I'm going to use, see how creative we can be at times. Sometimes it's not what we created, but how we got there, huh? It's the journey, that's what they say. Okay. It's a little hard to tie it with the thing in front of me here. And then I'm just going to trim these little tails, and I have my bow. And this has to be trimmed off quite a bit because it's got to be short enough, and it'll just get tucked up under the when you're putting it in a card. Let's cut the other one this way. It does seem to have little hairs like that are not cutting on that ribbon. Maybe I just didn't cut it all the way. Okay, there we are. So there is my card for today. So this will be one of the pages in the album with the gift card right in here. And so I hope you have enjoyed this. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a whatever you're supposed to give me in order for me to still stay on Facebook. And because all of those things do help me, believe it or not. The hearts, all the comments, everything that helps me to rank with Facebook. And so I appreciate all that help. And so that is it for today. I will be here next Monday. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.